Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you, G, for joining us today. We have a very interesting topic. I believe a lot of people are interested in it. I didn't know much about it, but Sister Safia said it is a key topic that people are interested in. Just a little bit about VOTP. We started with the idea of becoming a very strong ummah and finding the need for improvement in each individual, in family, in community, in knowledge, and application. So we have VOTP regular talks every Sunday, and we also have Find Your Truth training that is given on scholarship, free of charge to everyone to ensure their spiritual growth and to gain control of themselves, to find out more about themselves, and to reach the true potential that Allah Ta'ala has blessed them with. So once again, we have our speaker, Sister Safia, with us, telling us about the issues of health that relate to the thyroid. Over to you, Sister Safia.
الله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Wait,
We can hear you, Sister Safia. Go ahead.
okay. Bismillah. All right, so Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. So too often I hear people say, I got thyroid. Well, we all have thyroid glands, right? So it's either overactive or underactive, or there is something else wrong with it. But doctors don't explain what's going on in your body. They most likely just write you a prescription and give you something for depression and anxiety. Depression or anxiety, there are two ends of, depression comes with, well, depressive symptoms comes with hypothyroid, and then anxiety is hyperthyroid. So they just give you a bunch of medicine, and then we come home and then we start to feel better psychologically, but then in the long run we don't feel good, but the labs look good. So doctors say, oh, your thyroid looks normal. But then those labs are just to make the doctor happy. In fact, those medicine really don't do anything for you. So we're going to talk about that you don't have thyroid. Well, you don't just got thyroid, you have thyroid. Okay. So we start with explaining what is thyroid. It's that gland right here, right about, right below Adam's apple, actually. And thyroid controls our metabolism and how much energy the body can consume. Thyroid glands dictate that, right? Most likely, the dysfunction happen based on the environment. Well, we'll talk about causes later. Let's just understand what thyroid is. Okay, so pituitary glands. No, let's start with hypothalamus. Hypothalamus in the brain, which is the master gland that talks to pituitary glands. That's the middleman, which speaks to thyroid glands. Pituitary glands releases thyroid stimulating hormones, which is called in generic terms TSH. That's what doctors say it's too high or too low, right? Based on that, they give you prescription of thyroxine and stuff. And which actually instruct the thyroid glands to release T4, which is thyroid hormone. And what is T4? T4 is thyroxine, which has 4 iodide atoms. Have you heard iodine deficiency before? Anyone doctors tell you that, oh, you have iodine deficiency? Most likely not. Sometimes doctors do explain you. So when the thyroid glands make T4, thyroid with 4 iodides, thyroxine with 4 iodide, that gets converted in the body by different organs into T3, which is the active form. So thyroxine, which with 3 iodide atoms is actually usable. It's bioavailable for the body. So when we take this prescription medicine for more T4, our liver and kidneys are not ready to convert it. So abundance of T4 and lots of T4 doesn't do anything for us. It looks good on the lab, but it really doesn't help me in my body, to regulate my functions. Cool. So yeah, so 80% of the T4 is converted by liver and the rest 20% is converted by kidneys. We'll go over the conversion in a few. Let's look at some issues with thyroid glands. It's just a gland made of fat. Um, when thyroid function gets low, we call it hypothyroidism. I mean, science, like medical science calls it hypothyroidism. And then when it starts to overstimulate, it's hyperthyroidism, right? So there are some autoimmune issues as well, and that's a huge percentage we'll go over. Other issues include thyroid cancer, which is also treatable, nodules, and goiters that just increase in the size. Um,
They're the same, Sophia. Goiter and nodules. What's the difference?
yes. So goiter is basically enlargement of thyroid. It just
Mm.
really becomes big. And nodules are like little lumps filled with fluid, unnecessary lumps that are not needed.
Okay.
So those are basically, I mean, there are multiple reasons for it. So you could have either, uh, but all of it is treatable. Everything that's listed here is all treatable with proper diet and lifestyle change. Okay. Um, let's go over the low thyroid function, right? When most women say, I got thyroid, well, your thyroid is underactive. That's the proper term. Hypothyroidism. Now, 90% of hypothyroidism is Hashimoto's. And why do they call it Hashimoto's? I'll explain you. There was a Japanese doctor who actually came up with the idea that it's chronic inflammation of thyroid, which causes the thyroid glands to not activate properly, not function properly. Um, and I mean, imagine 90% is autoimmune. So if you just give up the things that actually triggers autoimmune, thyroid will become normal, or at least it'll start to function better. Um, and then there is the other end of it is hyperthyroidism. Most young people are suffering from it, which is called Graves' disease. Well, Dr. Robert Graves was an Irish physician. He came up with the idea of enlarged thyroid and the popping eye symptoms. Um, if you ever notice that hyperthyroid patients usually have popped eyes like frog. Um, so 70% of those are Graves' autoimmune issue of hyper cases. Then we talked about goiter and nodules and cancer, everything treatable. Um, moving on to symptoms. Yeah, let's go over symptoms of hypothyroidism. This is most likely women than men. Some men do get it, but most likely women postpartum, right after some kind of a life altering event, like I would say divorce, um, loss of a child, like miscarriage, and loss of a loved one. Some events that changes your life. Women get autoimmune, and yeah, that's most likely hypo. Your thyroid stop functioning optimally. We start to feel fatigue, weight gain, of course, because thyroid controls how much energy to consume, right? And then we eat, and then energy is not consumed. So, of course, we're going to put on calories. Definitely constipation, And then depression-like symptoms. It's not really depression because depression is, in clinical terms, is totally different thing. But depression-like symptoms, brain fog, of course, heart rate slows down. So basically, everything is just, like shutting down type, barely working, not optimally working, right? Yeah, cold intolerance, cold hands and feet. Then we have, think about it if you can relate to it, and then if you have question, please keep typing. I'll look at it after the presentation. Then we have the other end of hyperthyroidism. 70% of the time, that's also autoimmune. And again, autoimmune triggers are the same life-altering events. Too much stress, chronic stress that's not manageable or we don't know how to manage. That's when we get hyperthyroidism. Most likely men, boys, usually young boys get it. Um, Anytime after 14, hyperthyroidism can be diagnosed. So here, thyroid is overactive. It asks body to consume more energy. So they're just constantly hungry. They keep eating. Their eyes pop out. They've always like anxiety, irritable, tremor. They fire up. They get angry a lot, and they cannot tolerate heat, but they're happy in colder weather. Heartbeats, like remember in hypo, heartbeat slow down. Here they have rapid heartbeat. They don't know how to control. So doctor give them what? Yeah, they do give them medicine to slow down the hormone, the thyroid stimulation, but then they give them anxiety medicine, right? And high blood pressure medicine, which artificially lowers their blood pressure, but that doesn't help them inside. And they're not able to sleep most of the time. And hypo people, they sleep 14 hours and they would still feel tired and fatigued and not able to function. And these people are overactive. They can clean the house and still not get tired, right? Um, Now, yes, autoimmune, we talked about it. Hashimoto's, 90% of the time, hypothyroid is Hashimoto's, 70% of hyperthyroid is Graves. And then we'll talk about the genetic disposition also. Most likely it's environmental triggers. And um, so autoimmune and thyroid dysfunction, all of this are also connected. Well, they are connected with gut. So we talk about gut. And yeah, it coexists with celiac, which is gluten allergy, grain allergy, basically. And type 1 diabetes, where your body doesn't make any insulin. Um, then we have structural disorder. Yeah, we went through, not a lot of people have this. Mostly we suffer from hypo or hyper. So if you have specific question, we'll go over it later. I won't spend more time on it. That's just the basic idea of the goiters. If you see somebody has a larger throat, you know that their hormones are not working properly and there's something wrong with their thyroid function. And then these kind of cysts we get, like, ovarian cyst, similar kind of cyst here in thyroid called nodules, and then, God forbid, cancer, and still treatable. Now we go over causes. Chronic stress, again, life-changing event that we are not able to manage ourselves, um, and something that we didn't put upon us. It just happened, like outside factors. Then there is another factor that's internal factor, nutrient deficiencies. We don't eat good food, right? Um, and over the past so many lectures that I had, all I stress over is eat clean, halal, tayyib, um, minimally processed, and stay away from artificial substances. So environmental toxins, basically. If you remember when we were going over labeling, we talked about um, neurotoxins, the chemicals that affect your brain, and the endocrine disruptors, that the chemicals that actually affect the endocrine system, like thyroids, um, the the adrenal glands on top of kidney, the triangle. So lots of chemicals, factory smoke, the products that we apply on the skin, and of course the chemicals in the processed food, too many chemicals in food, all of that combined makes our thyroid go slow or too fast, not optimal. Um, and then again, hormonal shift, yes. Postpartum, remember I said, so when we deliver babies, that first 8 months are very critical. We have to take enough um, supplements, eat good food, take minerals, vitamins to keep our hormones, in place. Otherwise, the moment our D3 and some of the nutrients, micronutrients go low, immediately the autoimmune start to kick in, and our thyroid is just everywhere. So those are some of the basic causes. We can add chlorine, thyroid. Sorry. Okay, well, that's coming in later. Okay. Nutrient-related causes, of course, deficiencies. Number one, iodine, selenium, iodine, as most people say. Selenium is very important. Mostly people don't talk about it. Doctors don't suggest taking selenium, but we should. Zinc is a very important factor. It's the zinc deficiency that actually you don't feel taste of food, you know? And then iron deficiency, which most women do, because we don't consume enough iron, and we deliver babies, we have menstruation, a lot of blood loss. So, and then of course, vitamin D is the star. And that's all I talk about is D most of the time. We should do another lecture just on D, inshallah soon. Then we go over symptom overview. Yeah, we did go symptoms, right? Hypo on one end of the spectrum and hyper on the other end. Um, Low to high. Okay, keep your questions coming. But the common factor is the mood, irritability, and the digestive issue, either constipated or diarrhea, and the hair. First thing to get affected with thyroid function is hair. What do we need to test for? Lots and lots of tests. Whole micro panel, and then TSH, of course, T4, T3, but then free T4 and free T3 as well. Those are very important. And those are some clinical terms, so I won't go into details what everything does. Maybe we can do part 2 with details, but right now let's look how to fix it. This is about the right time. I should give you a disclaimer that this presentation is only for educational purposes, and this is not to diagnose or treat any illnesses. So let's look at the thyroid, the clean diet that I always, always, always talk about. Unprocessed. I mean that I'm not suggesting eat raw meat, but like minimally processed, just barely cooked. Um, no 5-step process, boiling and then frying and steaming and all that. That's too much. That's overly processed. Okay. And then take iodine supplements, appropriate, of course, with your height and weight. Selenium, zinc, iron, absolutely necessary, but iron, I wouldn't suggest tablets. I would suggest taking heme iron, which is bioabsorbable, animal protein like liver, organ meat, liver, heart, spleen, and just red meat, basically. For zinc, you can take supplements. I would suggest taking seafood a couple times a week. And selenium, if available, take Brazil nuts. Those are the best source of selenium. And of course, seafood. But temporarily taking selenium supplements won't hurt either. Then anti-inflammatory foods, we know all of those. I've been sending yellow tea recipes to everyone. We can talk about it more if you need to, but we know what anti-inflammatory foods are. turmeric, ginger, and then omega-3, again, seafood, right? Cod liver oil is good. Eat salmon, any fatty food is good. Stay away from inflammatory food, which is omega-6. So look up what foods contain omega-6 and stay away. Um, and then I said gluten-free for autoimmune because I allow rice only because you can bring rice home and it's polished. So some of the carcinogenic factors are already removed, like the hull. And then we soak it, wash it, soak it for, 24 hours and then cook it and then refrigerate it and then eat it the next day. It becomes resistant starch. So I allow rice. So I'm not saying grain free, but I would say consider rice as a starch and then go grain free. So eating oat, no, that's also inflammatory and it will hurt your minerals in the body. It will take minerals down, go down. Yeah, foods to avoid: grain, soy, raw cruciferous vegetables. So raw cabbage salad, no, but ferment cabbage, blanch cabbage, you can have as salad or cook it, right? And then again, processed food, sugar, overconsumption of fruit also count as sugar. Sorry, fruit lovers. Plastic and BPA exposure. Just because a plastic bottle or container say BPA free, that doesn't mean it's safe to consume every day. Once in a while, it's okay. But regularly using plastic bottles, plastic containers, plastic food, microwave, um, avoid that. That's a biggest endocrine disruptor. Um, Then we have, again, lifestyle factor. Try to manage stress, deep breathing, I mean, it's easier for me to sit here and say it, but I know it's difficult because we all go through our share of stress at any point of life. So reach out for help if you feel like you cannot manage your stress by yourself. Just try to. I can't say be stress-free because we live in the world and we are still alive, so we are always going to have stress, but we can manage stress. That's what the 5 prayers are for, right? Alhamdulillah. And we have dua, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends help when we try to help ourselves. Sleep in the darkest hours, please. Don't sleep after Fajr. Fajr is the time of barakah. Please change it, and your thyroid will thank you. Your body will thank you. And remember, our bodies are ni'mah. How do I explain ni'mah? We're gonna have questions about it. That how did we abused or misused or use the body. So remember that, and that we are going to be accountable for abusing the body. Just for the sake of taste, we ate wrong food and we messed with thyroid, and then we took medicine, and then we just sleep for 16 hours a day because now we can't do anything else. That's not the way to live. Okay, so let's reach out and ask for help if need be. Continuous exercise, Ma'am Farida, can't stress enough for exercise. Really, that's life. You forget to eat one time, one day, totally fine, you live, but you forget to exercise, it's going to have serious consequences, really. Avoid plastic, like I said, and read labels on products that you apply on the skin. Look, why most women have thyroid issues? Because we use a lot of cosmetic products, right? Makeup, skincare. We use more skincare than men do. We scold them for it, that you don't take care of your skin, but that's how they are safe. Their thyroid is somewhat safer, right? And then number one thing, gut. Clean, eat clean. Halal, we care for. Start caring for tayyib. If it's good, hold a bite or a forkful for a second right next to your mouth and think, what is this bite going to do inside me? you think for 2, 3 seconds, and most of the time it feels like, no, that's not something I need to put it inside, because it's gonna stay for 10 to 30 seconds in my mouth, give me taste, give me dope surge. But it's really not good for my body. It's going to stay in my stomach for 30 weeks and it becomes part of me and it's going to make me sluggish. So, no, thank you, right? Start to say no to when people force you to eat, because when we get sick, those people don't come who force us to eat. Those people don't come to take care of us. I know these are harsh words, but that's why I'm saying it in polite tone. Take care of your health, save yourself. Then, just basic summary, thyroid issues are really increasing. Autoimmune is the major cause, and autoimmune triggers are, you know, bad food, environment, lifestyle. And then get properly tested, change the diet and lifestyle. Just basics, right? Um, let's go over questions and please go through the survey, give me some feedback on this topic, next topic, go deep dive into thyroid, and join FIT courses. I can't stress enough on that. This is like the lifeline. We understand ourselves, and once we understand ourselves better, we can do better in life for ourselves, for our loved ones, and for the community, for the ummah.
Jazakallah khair, Sister Safia, for this important talk on hypothyroidism. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, we will take questions now. So you can go ahead, either, you can unmute yourself or raise your hand, unmute yourself, and you can take the questions, or you can even put it in the chat as well. Yeah. Subhanallah, such a common problem. Hypothyroidism is so prevalent, so very prevalent.
And so widespread, right?
Yeah. Very, very, very widespread, yes. And subhanallah, and most of the time we don't, know the cause, and autoimmune, excessive weight, all of them, stress, all of them do play very important roles. So I think majority of it can be prevented, and that's kind of what we, really want to work on. Yeah.
Safia,
So yeah.
can I ask a question? You know, people have problems with their stomach, diarrhea or constipation. At what point do you start thinking it's thyroid? Because, I mean, we're usually just handling the stomach issue. So what signals to us that it's thyroid? What would be? Are you with us, Safia?
I'm trying to understand your question. You said at what point we know it's thyroid?
Yeah, if a person has like tummy problem, diarrhea, constipation, not feeling well, you feel weak when you have these issues. And at what point does one say it's beyond that, it's thyroid? How does that come about?
So people don't feel good, they go to doctor.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm tired all the time, I sleep more, and I'm not productive. That's the time doctors should look for the test and
Mm-hmm.
hear the symptoms, right? Fatigue, and then start to gain weight, like clothes are a bit too snug. Let's get it checked. So thyroid is the first thing, because thyroid affects every system, every organ in our body, honestly. And Dr. Farhana can confirm. Let's see, I wrote something about it. So, like, it tells your body how much energy to consume. It controls the heart rate, controls the respiratory system, digestive system. I mean, like, we can't live without proper functioning thyroid. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. And Sister Farida, thyroid is just
Why
done.
they don't check it? I'm just seeing that it's not being checked.
We do
I
it.
That's the first thing doctors check mostly, don't they?
Yeah, we check it. Every patient of us in the hospital, everyone has a thyroid test done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can ask it. It's just a blood test and a very cheap blood test. So in case, you should ask for. Yeah, ask for it. It's simple. It's like doing your hemoglobin count. So cheap as well.
So
It's not
yeah,
difficult.
so mostly doctors check like, are you depressed? They ask those stupid
Mhm.
questions like, no. Check my thyroid. That's not working properly. You should say that. I mean, patients should, we all should go
Ask
to
for it.
doctor. Yeah,
Ask for
ask
it.
for it. Yeah.
So
Don't let them get
on the
you.
blood test, what would show up? What are we looking for on a blood
Okay,
test?
so yeah, the test is TSH, thyroid stimulating hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And when it is too much, when it's over 4.5, that means our thyroid is not functioning properly. It's underperforming, so hypothyroid. And when it's lower than 1, then we call it a thyroid hyperthyroid. It's overstimulated, overactive. And then there is free T3 is also checked if it's consumed properly or not, right? Is that true? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
T4, T3, everybody looks at that. Yeah, and then they do another panel for minerals, and of course vitamin like micro, to see what is causing. So most likely, I would say sucralose. How we go sugar free and try the alternatives. Well, sucralose is the only chemical I would say so far in my study causes hypothyroid, and it's not autoimmune. The rest of it causes your autoimmune, and then your thyroid go slow. So subhanallah, that's weird, really.
Okay,
Let
thank
me
you.
see any other question.
Yeah. Please
I
go
can
ahead and get
see messages. Hold on, let me see.
in the chat as well. Yeah. So Shazia
Okay.
has asked, what is the difference between pink salt and sea salt? Which one should we use?
Pink salt is good, sea salt is good, all good. Because those contain minerals.
Okay.
What
And
is
yeah,
what it affects on
or
menopause?
is
It's
it
going
going
to
to,
worsen.
yeah, is a
Yeah.
thyroid issue effective menopause? Yeah.
Yeah, because of the estrogen up down, right? What are the best alternative to eat if we stop consuming grain? I'm trying to calm down. Hold on, just a second. I get this question too often. The To eat macro, I mean, what are, okay, let's go basic 101, food 101. Macronutrients, right? What is macro? Protein and fat, essential amino acids, protein, and essential fatty acid, fat. So eat protein and fat and fiber, or sabzi. Lots and lots of vegetables, cooked, please. You can eat lettuce and radicchio and arugula raw, but don't go too raw. Just cook your vegetables.
Why do you say that,
Because
Sophia? On the cabbage, should we cook it? Why can't we eat it raw?
thyroid patients cannot take that much, because cruciferous vegetables have good amount of minerals. Is that right, Dr. Farana? So it's
Which
really
one?
difficult for cruciferous vegetables, cabbage and cauliflower. It's difficult for the body to absorb and break down. So um, once you blanch it, if you want to eat raw, just blanch it once, 5 minutes in hot water with a bit salt, and then drain it out, cool it down, and then you can consume it as salad if you like for cabbage, or ferment it in the sauerkraut, or just cook it.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to 101. So eat protein, fat, and lots of vegetables for fiber. So grain is really not ideal food. I mean, once in a while you eat something, it's okay. But if you're autoimmune, grain, soy, corn, dairy, not your friend. A recent study found out that coffee even coffee has some substance that can be mistakenly taken as gluten. And when people drink coffee, that can also activate your autoimmune, which can affect whatever the problem is. It could make it worse. So we went over what? Yeah, sucralose is the only one that can cause hypothyroid without autoimmune, but then the rest of it is all autoimmune. No more questions. Anyone want to ask directly?
So the cabbage, I was just looking up. The cabbage has goitrogens. What again? It stops the intake of this iodine, the mineral iodine, into the
That's
thyroid gland.
why.
Yeah. So cooking apparently will reduce the amount of this goitrogen, but it does
Thank you.
not completely inactivate. That is the reason why cabbage, we should.
That's why the doctor says stop eating cruciferous vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay. So I suggest to blanch it and then cook it, and don't eat it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or ferment it. Once you ferment it, it's all gone. Sauerkraut is the best thing. So save your butterfly. Let it live.
Yeah. Very, very, very important plant.
Mr. Safia, I have a question कि अगर
Please
आप इस पे चल रहे हो थायराइड पे मेडिसिन
चल रहे हो
कैसे छोड़ सकते हैं?
चल रहे हो कैसे चल रहे हो? Daily walk?
I am a patient of hypothyroidism since 15 years. So मैं इनको ले रही हूँ मेडिसिन को. As soon as मैं अब अपने लाइफस्टाइल को उसको कंपैरेटिवली बेहतर किया, मैंने ये जो जितनी चीजें हैं ग्रेन्स मैं ग्लूटेन फ्री ले रही हूँ, ऑयल्स का और ये सब चीजों का मैं मैनेज कर रही हूँ since years. But as soon as I am hitting to perimenopause, my thyroid is going to be raised now. मैं अपने स्ट्रेस लेवल्स कम किए हैं, एक्सरसाइज में for the last 3 months तो genuinely कर रही हूँ.
Are you getting your test done every 3 months and then getting your dose adjusted?
यहाँ पे तो आपको पता है 3 months के बाद 6 months के बाद टेस्टिंग होती है रिपीट. अभी लास्ट वीक मेरे रिजल्ट्स आए हैं, थायराइड मेरा इंक्रीज हो गया. So I'm
and
really,
they change your dose?
Yeah, they have to. मेरी
They
next
adjust your
appointment
dose?
है. Yeah.
So that means you keep increasing in the dose. That means your thyroid keep getting worse and worse?
Yeah. So
So
मुझे
it's
समझ
hypo
नहीं आ
or
रही.
hyper?
It's hypo.
Hypo, okay, yeah.
कि एक साइड पे मैं अपनी लाइफस्टाइल को मैनेज कर रही हूँ और ये मे बी ये ड्यू टू मेनोपॉज हो रहा है.
So hold on, menopause, yes, because of the hormones, but you have micro deficiency. You need to look at other things. You need to check your iron, D3, selenium, zinc, and all of those. Because if you are just eliminating things doesn't fix everything, right? You have to make sure that your vitamins and minerals are at the optimal level to function. So call me and share your blood work. We can go over it the next time what we need to get it tested, and then if you see if I can suggest a better dose for D3 and hormone, D3 and zinc and magnesium and other minerals.
Because डॉक्टर तो इसको इंक्रीज कर देंगे ये जो मैं थायरॉक्सिन ले रही हूँ.
Right. It's okay to adjust your dose until, because look, when you increase your, when you make your supplements and you take your supplements and then your micro levels are optimal, then the next blood work you do, your doctor will say, oh, we're going to have to decrease your dose because your thyroid is doing well. So they will do it automatically. So you don't have to quit your medicine. You just do this on the side and then get it tested. And if you feel like when you take medicine, something is not going right, you don't have to wait for 6 months with that dose. You can still reach out and say, I feel like this dose is not suited for me at this point because I have changed. I've made some changes in my lifestyle. I've started taking supplements. You go in emergency, they get tested. They said, oh, this is too high. They're going to lower it. And it happens so many times with my patients. And some of the patients older, over 60, they are on minimum dose, and like if they skip it, they don't even feel it. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, thank you. That's the point. I'll
Yeah. So
definitely
your minerals and vitamins need
Yeah,
to be in check. Does that help?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
Can
you.
lactose and gluten intolerance be diagnosed through test? Yeah, but you can just do elimination. That's the best test. Because most of the time you spend so much money getting for celiac test, it comes out to be negative, but you eliminate it, you feel better. So, I mean, you don't have to be autoimmune patient to give up grain. Please try to understand what I'm saying. Why put something in mouth when it's not needed? Why do you need that many carbohydrate? I mean, we don't run marathon. We're just housewives, right?
Yeah.
I have 15 more minutes. I don't get paid. Please get questions coming.
So, so Safia, how much is the weight, maintaining the weight important to prevent thyroid issues? To make sure that, you're not overweight or obese.
For hypo,
Yeah, hypo.
oh, they start to gain weight because of their thyroid, right? Because thyroid's not working properly.
Right,
So
but does obesity cause hypothyroidism?
your low thyroid causes obesity.
Apparently, even obesity itself can also cause hypothyroidism because of the
Uh,
leptins and
so how did we get obese, right?
yeah, exactly.
Food,
So the
food,
yes.
lifestyle. Yeah.
Mhm.
So changing food and lifestyle. Yeah. Just
So it's both, yeah, it's
eliminate
both.
processed food. It's a
Yeah.
vicious cycle. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was to stress the
Okay.
important.
Okay.
Uh,
That's where you're getting. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
hypothyroidism can cause weight gain again can make it worse. So it's just a vicious cycle there. So we have to break the
I
cycle by down to healthy
last
food.
3 years, I have so many boys between the age of
Mm.
18 and 26
Subhanallah.
suffering from like they're 45 kilo, Dr. Farana, 45 kilo. They cannot gain weight. They're eating protein, but they cannot gain weight. They're eating every 2 hours, but they cannot gain weight. They're all hyper. And I was like, ma'am, help me gain weight. Like, you know, it's just, that's terrible. Can you go
Mm.
over the causes behind hypothyroidism again? Yeah, sure.
Mm.
We have slide right here. This said causes. Causes of hypothesis. Oh, no. There. Can you see the screen, Sabah?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay, so the chronic stress, like I mentioned, our external events, life-changing events, life-altering events like losing someone, a loved one, and loss of a job. Most of the time, there's only one breadwinner in the family, and they get stressed that how are we going to feed the family. So that any event that would give you tremendous amount of stress that would activate your autoimmune, and the thyroid is the first thing to hit. I mean, there are other autoimmune issues, but thyroid is the first thing that we check to make sure that it's working properly. And then there are like psoriasis and rheumatoid arthritis, and there are other autoimmune. There are total 190 autoimmune issues, but thyroid is the first one we check because it affects like practically every organ in the body or a lot of major systems. And then nutritional deficiency, macro, of course. We don't take adequate protein and enough fat for the hormones to transport. And when people are on, don't kill me, doctors, when people are on cholesterol lowering medicine, statin, they develop autoimmune, and from their health start to go down. So if you are on any kind of cholesterol medicine, I would suggest you talk to your doctor and find an alternative. Maybe switch to niacin, B3, vitamin B3, and stop that medicine, of course, with consulting with your doctor. Um, and your gut, of course, your stomach is not acidic enough to absorb anything you eat. So sorry, I got distracted by the next question. Sorry. So when stomach is not acidic enough, take betaine hydrochloride, take apple cider vinegar before food, and get your stomach acidic enough to break down protein and absorb nutrients. So we get the benefits from the food, you know. We're not just eating to fill the stomach. That's not the goal. The goal is to get energy from food, right? But most people eat and then like, oh, I'm tired. I need a nap. That's not supposed to be. Okay. And then environmental toxins, like remember I told you what we breathe in and what we apply, what we eat. There are like thousands and thousands of chemicals. There are 2,500 chemicals are registered under generally regarded as safe. Well, they're not really safe, you know. So stay away from dough conditioner like bromide. When you get bakery items from outside, they put bromide in it, which disrupt thyroid directly. It stops the iodine supply to the thyroid, so it doesn't make enough T4. Does that make sense? And then you have hormonal shift like birth of a child and menopause. Does that help, Sabah? If you have a specific question, please go ahead. I'm going to move on. Most people are not born. Oh, okay. You're asking. Most people are not born with this. So it begs the question why this develops. You're not born with thyroid? Is that what you're saying? I mean, it's our lifestyle issue, right? We are all born with thyroid. And
Yeah.
oh, nobody is born with any disease, Sabah. We are not born with disease. It's our lifestyle and our food choices, basically lifestyle, right? Look, if you have, even if you have damaged genetics, we can play in those, what are those genetics issues? We can play all along that you have bad genes, but does that help? Because genes are only 10% responsible, and genes load the gun. I hang a loaded gun in your neck. What are you going to do for the rest of your life? You're going to make sure that the trigger doesn't get pulled, aren't you? So when the trigger is pulled, when you commit a crime, is it your fault or mine? Of course it's your fault. You pulled the trigger, right? So genes is responsible only 10% of your illness. 90% is your epigenetics, your lifestyle, your choices. Does that help?
Yeah.
Hope it helps. Okay. Anything else I can repeat? Open up, talk more.
Yeah, subhanallah, that's why connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and loading your stress levels and not worrying things which you don't have to be worried about plays a very important role. So please join our FIT courses.
Yeah, get to
Subhanallah.
know yourself. Well, exactly, Dr. Frana. Get to know yourself, learn to control. Most people don't have self-control. That's why they keep eating bad food. I mean, it's not that they want to be sick. They just can't control themselves. So learn self-control. And Farida has a beautiful course on control.
Yeah.
And what else we can go over? Yeah, reach out with your blood work to me, and maybe I can help with your basic mineral contents. Get some D3 up and zinc up so you feel good. You be productive.
The question there for you, Safia, in the chat.
Is it safe to use red meat as a protein? Oh, it is the only red meat that I recommend. Right after fish. Oh, right before fish. Yeah. So red meat, the number one choice. Eggs for breakfast, 5 eggs for breakfast, and a big chunk of 100, 150 grams, 200 grams red meat, just optimal lifestyle. And then fast every once in a while, let your body rest. Eggs, red meat, fish, yes. Chicken, it's a lab meat, sorry. But if you are in a village, if you have chickens running around eating the normal food and not fed antibiotics, sure, that's not omega-6. But it's the farmed fish. It's the farmed fish and farmed chicken contain too much omega-6, which creates inflammation, which in turn hurts your thyroid indirectly. So yeah, once in a while chicken's okay, but red meat, amazing, amazing. Eat eggs of farm chicken. Try to go organic. Feed pasture raised if you can afford to, but if you can't, sure, whatever you can afford. Egg is always better than grain, regardless. Just regardless, yeah. But eat with yolk. Don't throw yolk. Yolk is the powerhouse. There are two superfoods my Lord has created: animal liver and egg yolk. And you find all minerals and all vitamins in it, even vitamin C in liver. I know you won't believe it, but it's there. It's not the orange. Orange is not the best source of vitamin C. Liver is too. Cabbage. Ferment the cabbage, the best B vitamins and vitamin C. Winter's coming, we all have amla, vitamin C. So eat the foods containing heme iron, which is animal based, because vegetarian source, doctors say eat beetroot and spinach and all for iron. That's non-heme iron. That barely gets absorbed 2-3%,
Right.
So heme iron is better. So liver, beef, and what else? Iron source. Egg yolk. And then if your ferritin is less than 10, do talk to your doctor about iron infusion. Don't take tablets. Please don't ever take please don't ever take iron tablets. Talk to your doctor. If it's over 10, fix it with food. Try to fix it with food. And if it's under 10, check the ferritin and get it infused. Yeah, eat beef. We should have a slogan, go beef. What else?
Yeah. Go meat. Yeah. Go red meat.
Go
Yeah. Let me
protein
take.
something.
Yeah.
Fat. I'm going to start a campaign for fat because too many people are just low in fat, but fat actually saves your life. I'm going to make a presentation next time. Why fat is important and what fats you can take. Just drink a tablespoon of coconut oil in the morning and tablespoon in the night, or whatever oil is available in your hometown. Olive oil, MCT, coconut oil. Yeah, MCT, Sabasat, sure. And real butter, cultured butter, unsalted, salted, whatever you get. But infusion has its own side effect. Dr. Farhana can shed light on the side effects. I wasn't aware of any.
Which one? The iron infusions, you mean? Iron?
She just said infusion when I
Yeah.
suggested iron infusion.
Yeah. Iron infusions, some of them can cause, allergic reactions, but the one which they're using, iron dextran, iron sucrose, those don't cause allergic reactions. That's one of the commonest thing which they worry about. The
Don't
other
they
than that,
check first though? They
which
test
one?
first before.
Yeah,
Whatever
now,
infusion they're trying to do, they check it first, like 2 days ahead of time.
yeah, in the past, but now we have different formulations which don't cause any allergies, so they are much safer now.
Alhamdulillah. There you go.
Yeah,
Nikhil,
that is
talk to
good.
your doctor.
Yes, and the thing of iron, if you take it via the infusion versus if you take orally, the effect is the same. Effect is the same. So if you can even do tablets, but then the tablets, most of the people have constipation. They don't,
Yeah.
doesn't go with your gut. So that's why the best thing is again the red meat and the animal form of iron. That's the best absorbed from the gut. Yeah.
Yeah. Liver, spleen, heart.
तो
Liver.
लिवर को उसने अफेक्ट किया इंफ्यूजन ने मेरी डॉटर ने लगवाया तो उसका 8 हो गया था आयरन सो वो
कैसे
ओरली नहीं
लिवर पे
लेती
इफेक्ट
थी
किया?
ड्यू टू इंडाइजेशन, तो वो लिवर को अफेक्ट कर गया उसके। दैट्स व्हाट
क्या हो
हैपेंड।
गया उनकी?
उनके लिवर को उन्होंने सोराइसिस की तरफ ले गए और ड्राई दिया था,
लिवर सिरोसिस?
या उसकी तरफ उसको डायग्नोज कर दिया।
Iron infusion cannot cause liver cirrhosis. Sorry, that's a lifestyle issue.
सो अब यही चल रहा है, उसकी अपॉइंटमेंट्स हैं, अब उसका वेट कर रहे हैं कि
Can you share with me privately her blood work?
ओके। सो
Okay.
वो उसका एकदम से रेज हो गया, इतना ज्यादा उसकी आयरन लेवल रेज हो गया इन्फ्यूजन की वजह से, कि वो लिवर अफेक्ट हो गया उसका। अभी तक वो प्रॉपर डायग्नोज नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि आपको पता है इधर सिस्टम क्या है।
नहीं, दूसरे दूसरे सारे देखते हैं ना कि क्या चल रहा है, D3 कहाँ पर बैठा हुआ है, और सिरोसिस का कॉज देखते हैं,
हम्म।
डैमेज कितना है, ये सब देखते हैं ना।
सो आई एम रियली वरीड अबाउट द।
Yeah, me too. Share her blood work with me.
ओके,
Inshallah.
इंशाल्लाह।
Yeah, we have any other questions?
दैट्स व्हाई मैंने ये शेयर किया। मैंने कहा इन्फ्यूजन तो अब कितने प्राइवेट इतनी लग रही हैं, बहुत कॉमन हो गया है। जरा सा
तो
आयरन लेवल लो होता है और लोग जाके प्राइवेटली लगवा रहे हैं।
हाँ,
प्राइवेटली नहीं लगवाना,
पहले
आपको अपनी डॉक्टर से बात करनी है।
अप्रोचेबल नहीं थी ये चीज, आयरन नहीं था अप्रोचेबल। अब तो इतना ये विटामिन्स को कर रहे हैं कि, तो मैंने कहा इसके मतलब हर कोई नहीं जानता, तो शायद इसको लगवाने से पहले ना कुछ डॉक्टर से जरूर मशवरा करना चाहिए।
एक्चुअली डॉक्टर्स ही रेकमेंड करते हैं,
क्या
अगर
कर रहे हैं
डॉक्टर्स रेकमेंड
जी।
नहीं कर रहे तो हम नहीं करवा सकते इस तरह से प्राइवेट। इट्स नॉट B12 कि आप शॉट लगा लें, वाटर सोल्यूबल है निकल जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं
हाँ,
है। आयरन बहुत हैवी मिनरल है ना,
बिल्कुल।
इसीलिए तो हम टैबलेट मना करते हैं। तो
हम्म।
प्राइवेटली आप नहीं लगवा सकते इस तरह से, आपके डॉक्टर रेकमेंड करेंगे अंडर 10 होगा तो, और वो खुद करेंगे और वो क्लिनिक में करेंगे। आप प्राइवेटली नहीं आयरन को एंटरटेन कर सकते इस तरह से, दिस इज रॉन्ग। जो कर रहे हैं वो गलत कर रहे हैं, उनको मना करो करने। B12 वाटर सॉल्युबल है, वो धुल जाता है, वो
हाँ,
24 घंटा नहीं
B12
यूज
नहीं,
हुआ।
मैं आयरन की स्पेशली बात कर रही हूँ। मैंने तो देखा है इधर लोग कर रहे हैं, आयरन स्टार्ट हो गया होना।
they shouldn't, they shouldn't, it's wrong.
सुभान अल्लाह, आयरन ओवरलोड हो रहा है। अच्छा, लोग लगवा रहे हैं विदाउट एनी प्रॉपर।
Hmm.
सुभान अल्लाह।
Instead, if they just take like a minor dose of 18 mg every other day, it could help. Not for like years and years, but maybe like 2-3 months. That could bring the level up. And make sure to take enough vitamin C so it get absorbed.
हम्म।
But otherwise, I mean, taking this privately, it's not B12 injection that would wash off. No, it's mineral we're talking about. Don't play with mineral. Except for magnesium. Magnesium is my favorite. You can play with it.
हम्म।
My face just lit up when I talk about D3 and magnesium.
Yeah.
That's
This is
life,
yeah.
really. Yeah, try stop taking it, and I don't feel alive when I don't take D3 and magnesium.
So Safia, can we take magnesium like without
All day,
just or yeah every day? Can we?
all day. Sorry, what's your question? I just
Side effects of
magnesium? No. What's the side effect? What? No, no side effect. I mean, how much are you taking? 15 grams a day? No.
no, obviously recommended.
Exactly.
The
2000 mg,
Mhm.
2 grams a day, average, optimal. Some people need more than that. Some people can do it less than that. That's totally fine.
Mhm. And what do you recommend if I'm taking iron tablets? So how can I
What's mg on the
uh,
tablet?
um
Tell me it's 18 or 24. Not
no,
more than
I
that.
don't remember, to be honest.
No,
Because
no, no, no. Don't
it
take
has,
it. Just stop. Stop. First look at mg.
all right.
No,
Okay, yeah. And
no.
You said vitamin C. Take vitamin C with it to help
Well,
it
just
absorb.
eat amla, take bell pepper, eat green chili without seeds. Wash a lemon with salt, the skin, and then cut up a slice, put it in your water because lemon peel have more vitamin C than lemon juice. So yeah, consume C.
Okay.
Cabbage, ferment cabbage, sauerkraut. Consume C. Can we take pumpkin seeds for magnesium? Pumpkin seeds have mostly zinc, but do take magnesium. But will reach out to me privately, personally. We'll talk about your minerals and vitamins. But magnesium glycinate is the best supplement in the world, and all of us need it. Let me give you the history lesson. Magnesium is the mineral that we are supposed to find in leafy greens, but we don't eat that many leafy greens. And the modern agriculture, the soil is depleted of iodine and basic minerals, so they don't replenish the magnesium. So nutritious value of plant food is down 63%. Yes, I'm not mistaken. You can find it, Google it. So 27% what we get. And so to get optimal level of magnesium, we have to consume it. And magnesium is the activating cofactor for D3. So when we are consuming D3, we need magnesium, lots and lots of magnesium in the body to activate D3. And that's how I can be so hyper and talk. Does that help, Batul?
It's me. I have a question about magnesium.
Oh, bless your heart. Yeah. Love it when kids pay attention to these things. Thank you for sharing, Sabah. Okay.
Yeah,
We good?
the only one thing you have to remember is in patients with renal failure, be careful about magnesium, taking extra magnesium. People who
Yeah,
have not
I don't think it will take more than 500. Yeah.
dialysis or anyone on, kidney numbers, the kidney functions only half of what it's supposed to. In those patients,
Yeah.
be very
Take
magnesium.
potassium with it.
Yeah, be careful with that. If your kidneys are totally normal, just for
So,
okay, yeah.
so when you take 500 mg capsule tablet, I mean, what's the elemental in that? 22%. So you're getting basically 110 mg. That's practically very minimum low. So
Yeah,
you're fine.
daily requirement is around 400, milligram elemental magnesium. So around 4. So
Elemental.
Elemental, yeah.
Yeah, 400 elemental. So if you're taking 500 mg, 4 capsules, totally fine.
Yeah. The initial side effects would be, diarrhea and GI side effects, so.
Yeah, and mostly hypo patients are constipated, so it really helps them. Magnesium really helps them. It gets the system flowing,
Yeah. So
Let me see. There's another message. Just magnesium glycinate. Well, if you want it for a cognitive level, you can do magnesium threonate, but that's super expensive. You don't really need to spend that much money. Go with magnesium glycinate, and if you're super constipated, go with magnesium citrate, but only temporarily because citrate absorption rate is very low, about 30%. Glycinate is the only one that absorbs 80% in the body, and it's very bioavailable. So yeah, go for it. It'll change your life. A lot of people tell me when they started magnesium, it's like life altering. Reach out, Batul. Somebody pass my contact information to Batul. I can help you, whatever your issues are, inshallah. I'll try to help you with just diet changes. I mean, I don't write any prescription. There is another thing. Hold on. Reasons of hyperthyroidism. You can listen to the recording. Hyperthyroidism, same reasons that are causing autoimmune, environmental toxin, stress, unmanaged chronic stress, and processed food, of course. Reason behind lean body, hyperthyroidism, autoimmune, you eat and you consume more than you eat. So you get muscle loss. And that's why it's a drastic weight loss, not dramatic, drastic weight loss. How can it be reversed? That's what I've been talking about for the past half an hour. Listen to the recording, okay? Then we have, how can I, okay, yeah, okay, you got it. Then we have, okay. Man, and anybody besides Nikat want to come talk to me? No? Then we wrap up?
Okay, so please make sure you fill in the survey forms, before you leave this, inshallah, and reach out to Sister Safia for more detailed questions. And, always, I would recommend just consulting with her so she can go through the labs and give specific, instructions. So please make sure you do that.
Saba's asking, let's take this as a last question and then wrap up, Dr. Frana.
Okay.
So Saba's asking, can it ever go to normal or does it remain for life? Okay, so if it's only sucralose induced hypothyroidism, then you stop taking sucralose, change your lifestyle, your thyroid will come back to normal. But if you got the autoimmune, now autoimmune is a condition, it's not a disease that you can get rid of. Once your immune system start to attack your own body cells, you can put it into remission, but you cannot get rid of. So anytime you eat those triggers, it's going to activate, it'll get triggered. So autoimmune, most doctors explain, if I take a moment, most doctors in functional medicine say that consider it as your limitation rather than a disease. So my limitation is that I cannot get oxygen in water. So if I go into water, I'll die. And a fish cannot get water from the environment. It can only get, because the fish has gills and I have lungs, right? So it's a limitation issue. So autoimmune is your limitation, not a disease. So doctors say that go with that mindset and you will thrive in life. So don't eat those triggers, those things, foods that can activate your autoimmune. And then once you put it in remission, now you're safe to have kids and, they're not going to be affected. But if your autoimmune is activated or active, then you have kids, then the kids can also get problems. So does that answer your question, Sabah? Alhamdulillah. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, inshallah. So, Jazakallah khair. Please make sure you fill in the form again before you leave this message. So you can bring in more topics which are useful to you and inshallah, benefit everyone. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.